Hello, this is the 10th video in the Connect Me series, Resource Pack 3, Celebrate Your Street Together. I'm Alistair Ganley and I'm here with Jojo Spinks. And this conversation is around the idea of listening to what wants to be and building the plan together. So how in this circumstance do you keep people focused on celebration and keep things positive as you're moving towards and trying to create some celebration of your place?
Yeah, it's a good thought, because what you will find in practice is when you've got your neighbours together, the default position will be, oh, the traffic, oh, the parking, oh, the dogs fouling the pavements, and the default position will be to slip back into negativity.
Right.
And there's a place for that, but you're not their counsellor and you're not there to solve the problems. So it's really, really helpful. And I will share screen here at this point. It's really, really helpful to keep them focused on the question. And here we are, I've got the question. And you might want to write it up. It's that important. If you've got it written up somewhere and it's been written on your initial invitation, how should we celebrate this place together? Then that's the basis on which they've been invited into this discussion, into this meeting, or maybe this chat at the garden gate if we're still in COVID. How should we celebrate this place together? If you've got it written up, maybe, you know, if you're feeling a bit creative and you're you can make, or maybe your children can make something, you know, really pretty, really beautiful. We can put it up to reinforce that this is a celebration, and we're going to keep coming back to that. So if you've got it written up somewhere, you can just point to it. You can make a gentle point because that conversation will almost certainly keep steering back to the negative.
So it's the focusing on the good things. It's the positive elements rather than the complaining.
Yeah.
It's
a gentle nudge back on the right rails, and just be conscious that you will need to do that.
Yes. There's always a huge spur of kind of enthusiasm to start off with, but then we get to the middle point and things start to get more procedural, more nitty-gritty. And that's often the middle point where people start to find things a bit tough because it's getting real and all of that. So how do you keep people motivated and inspire them to keep their sleeves rolled up and following with you and getting engaged?
Yeah, and that's about picking up on that listening that you started off with in the last unit. And you're not just going to be listening to what they're saying, you're going to be saying, go for it. You're going to be saying yes. Unless it's, you know, actually illegal, or it's going to hurt someone. Let's not do that. Those are your no's. But everything else is game. And if they've got someone, there's just two of them, they want to take their ideas off in a particular direction, then my top recommendation would be let them go for it, because people are never more motivated than by their own ideas. So if you're trying to impose your ideas, you will lose them along the way. So people are much more motivated if they're following their own vision through. Now that leaves you a challenge of weaving it all together at the end. But that's one of your key motivators, is to let them fly.
And I think it's keeping the communication open there, isn't it? Between, you know, you're flying with this idea, but please keep me posted. So it's about not holding on, but actually everybody needs to be able to share that information freely and willingly, so that we're all in the loop.
Yes, and you'll need to be setting up more than one meeting. So you'll need to be setting up agreeing on a frequency of meeting where people come back with their ideas, and they know that's what they're going to do. They're going to say, oh, this is what we've done. This is, oh, we went up that, it turned out to be a cul-de-sac, but the idea is, as a facilitator, and that's what you are if you're following this course, you're not the one who cuts off an idea. They may come to a natural end, people might drift off, that's almost inevitable, but it's not your job to say no. If everything can be a yes, at least to start with.
Yeah. So is there part of keeping that in your mind, keeping a shape in your mind, or piecing together possibilities as things go along?
I call it interweaving.
Yep, absolutely. Yep, absolutely.
And
it is
actually a creative act, and the unit goes into this in some depth, how you can do it step by step. But if you've allowed, say, 2 or 3 different subgroups off to follow their own whim, there are always meeting places, that mapping across really that we saw in the first unit. There are always places that you can pick it up and interweave, find the connections between them, and then the whole celebration at the end has got elements of each. I call it an interweaving, and that way everyone's representing their best, fullest, most authentic selves.
Which is truly celebratory. I think it's that real sense of, we've made this together for ourselves, our neighbours, our peers, and it comes organically from where we are, which is the most wonderful thing.
Yeah, there's nothing more demotivating than a vote right at the beginning, where one idea gets picked up and everyone else is out.
Yes.
Do not vote.
No, absolutely. Thank you.